PPACA webinars. You know, we are rapidly coming upon November 15th, the open enrollment for 2015, and there's a lot of prep work that we all need to do and make sure that we have checked off of our agendas. You know, just in that venue, the FFM certification, the last URL supported certification session for your 2015 certification is going to be held on September 23rd. That's the last one that we have scheduled. Many of you have attended, and I appreciate that. Many of you have taken the testing on your own, and that's great too. If you've not done your testing and you have certified for 2014, you should and most definitely should get your 2015 testing done by September 30th, because all of the 14 testing, certifications will expire on September 30th. So if you don't have your 15 done, it won't carry you through to the rest of 2014 and of course for 15. If you've decided that you certified in 14 and you're just not going to do anything in 15 on the exchange, that's fine too. However, if you've written any cases, you do still need to certify for 15, or just like Medicare Advantage, you won't get paid for those cases currently on the books. So I wanted to make sure that you are aware of the timeline, one of many timelines that we have to adhere to. The next bullet is about the certification links for Highmark. They use Sales Sentinel, and I don't know if any of you have had issues or problems with the certs and uploading those to Sales Sentinel, but there will be new links in our newsletter. So just kind of take a look at those, and if you've not already uploaded your certs, then go ahead and do that. I also have some information on Highmark and grandmothering. Maybe most of you received the email that I sent out yesterday forwarding Highmark's information, and they have made the decision for both Central and Western, for the most part for Western, that they are not grandmothering their current non-ACA medically underwritten health plans. So as of 12/31, they are going to terminate. And what's going to happen, the process is that Highmark is going to start sending out letters the week of September 22nd, so next week. In addition, they'll be sending out a 2015 health insurance planning guide. But the letters are going to talk about the need for them to, or essentially what they need to do by December 15th. The letters will be specific in that they should contact their agents, and that's certainly something that you'll want them to do, because if they go direct, then you are going to be cut out. So it's definitely important to log on to the URL website, urlinsgroup.com, and go into the My URL function and pull up your current block, or talk to your case managers about getting you those lists, because you definitely want to contact them before December 15th. So you have a small window of time in order to do that. In Western PA, that holds true with the grandmothering, except they have decided to continue with their grandfathering of their Keystone Blue and Complete Care plans. So it is a bit different in Western PA for Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, but you know, again, you want to just be aware of what's going to happen and be mindful of your clients and be proactive. There's a tool coming out too on November 15th, the day that the enrollment starts for 2015, and you're going to be able to log into your Highmark site and pull up your current clients as well, and it's going to, with a click of the button is what they assure me, you're going to be able to help your clients choose plans, and it's going to be fairly seamless from what they've explained to me. So more information will follow on that, but I think that they did have a great idea with using this tool to kind of capture your current clients and make sure that you're auto-directing them with their assistance, of course, to the correct plan that they want to move forward with for 2015. On to the next bullet point, and I'll bring this up. Aetna released the new FFM certification form. So if any of you are writing Aetna on the individual or group side, get your certificate to them. Of course, for Aetna in 2015, they're going to operate the same, pardon me, the same way they have this year, in that they are on and off exchange, but the only territory in which you can sell an Aetna individual plan would be in the 5-county Philadelphia area and Lehigh and Northampton counties. So those are the counties that you can sell Aetna individual on or off. Of course, since Aetna has acquired Coventry, Health America One will pick up all of the other counties. So I thought that was important for you to know. As we move forward, I'm just going to jump around a little. We're going to go down to the 12/1 early renewals. Again, they are being released. I know they're a nightmare. We are here to help. If you get nothing else out of this message or this webinar today, is that what I want you to take away is that we are here to help you with this, because the renewals are not pretty. You know, most of your clients are being offered a grandmothering provision, keeping the same plan that they have currently, or moving to a non-ACA family of plans, you know, within the same family of plans that they have, going to an ACA option, looking at individual coverage. You know, so all of these really have to be evaluated. And, you know, one of the evaluations has to be, are they going to benefit from a SHOP plan? So, you know, again, it's not, it was never easy, but it's certainly not easy at all anymore for the 12/1 renewals. But again, we're here to help you, so just take advantage of us, because we want to retain that business as much as you do, and we're here to help you do that. In that venue, we are having a GAP webinar on September 30th. It's from 2 to 3. Christy Saul is going to be running that with some of her carriers, and I think it's important to really familiarize yourself with the GAP programs, either, you know, an accident plan, critical illness, disability. You know, so there are a lot of plans that you can sell in conjunction with a higher deductible. Hopefully that will reduce the premium on the health plan and bring it to a really comprehensive plan. And whether you're talking individual or group, it's definitely the time to start embracing these plans. You know, a lot of you have done that in 2014, and for 15 it's imperative that you start to embrace it. And as we move forward through health insurance reform, it's going to be imperative. So it's important if you watch for the webinar sign-up sheet. Cat Blue Cross, pardon me, as I mentioned last week, we are having a seminar. It's going to be a reintroduction to Capital Blue Cross for 2015, specific to the individual products. So hopefully you can join us for that. Hopefully they'll be able to give us a peek at what their products might be for 2015. I don't think they're going to get specific, but hopefully we'll walk away knowing what we're facing and the options that we have with Capital for the 2015 selling season. Additionally, Assurance, some of you may have heard, is coming into the market both on and off exchange for the individual programs for 2015. They really feel their sweet spot is going to be on exchange for a heavily subsidized person, because and as well as their network. They have the Aetna network, so it is a national network, and in addition to the Assurant programs, they also have the ancillary benefits that really coordinate with the health plans. So they're very excited about what they're rolling out for 2015. And if any of you, just with a show of hands on your control panel, would be interested in attending a webinar to learn about Assurance, just, quick show of hands if that's something that would interest you. I certainly don't want to take up any more of your time than you already have, but it does appear that a lot of people are interested in that, and I appreciate that. So I will start to plan that and get that on the schedule for all of us. On to the next bullet point. There's been a lot of talk about direct enrollment, and for the most part, most carriers are going to have a direct enrollment feature on their website. And what that really means is that if you decide that your clients, pardon me, it's in the best interest of your client to purchase a Capital Blue Cross plan, you would log on to the Capital Blue Cross website, your login information, and you would start a quote. From that system, you could automatically, if you want to check out subsidies or enroll in a subsidized plan, you actually have a direct link then from that site to the healthcare.gov site. Now, there are a lot of IT solutions out there that will do the same thing on a multi-carrier basis, but if things work out the way that they did this year, where one carrier per area really takes the lead, then it might be something that you want to familiarize yourself with. For the most part, most carriers are going to offer this feature, and there is one, UPMC has said that they are not. But again, keep watching for those details, because that may be something that may help us or it may hinder us, but for the most part, I think it will help. And the last bullet point before we open it up for questions is the renewal and re-enrollment process. Remember that consumers on the exchange who do not denote otherwise will be re-enrolled in their current exchange plan on December 15th. So again, it's really, pardon me, pressing our time frame for reaching out to those people on the exchange to re-enroll on a different plan or evaluate other plans if they choose to do that. So it's going to be a crazy fall into winter, and many of you I know also sell in the senior platform, but again, we're here to help, and we're here to try to make things as easy as possible. Any assistance that you need, just contact myself or your case manager, and we're definitely happy to help. Again, we want to retain the business as much as you do, and hopefully that means that you can touch your current clients very quickly and move on to all of the other people that will be coming into the market. So with that, I'm going to open it up for questions. It does look like we have several. So let's just start right in. Michael says, is the SFM certification for 2015 to sell only in the marketplace, or does it apply to all individual health plans? If I choose not to certify for 15, will I get paid for business that stays on the books from 14 going forward? So the answer to that is the SFM certification is specific to selling on the exchange. Your license and contracts with the carriers gives you the ability to sell those products, whether they're on and off exchange. If you choose not to certify for the first time, you can't sell on exchange. Now again, if you have sold in 14 and you choose not to certify for 15, you will not get paid for those cases that you've written in 14. So I would say, Michael, that you may want to certify. It's in your best interest, and you did it last year, so it's pretty easy in the scheme of things to do it again this year. Let me see here. Susan just says, any other options are welcome. Yes, I would agree. It is definitely good to have other options for your clients out there, and Assurant hopefully is going to really be aggressive enough to, and Capital for that matter, to really give some good options to your clients. Tracy says, Deb, the Capital meeting, what time is it and where? The meeting is from 9 to 11, and it's at the former Colonial Country Club off of Lingelstown Road. It is a breakfast meeting, so I'll have breakfast served for you. And there is a sign-up link on our in the newsletter that will be going out. So just if you have an interest, go ahead and sign up for that. Susan says, is the individual quote engine going to direct connect to the marketplace? Susan, thank you for that question, because I think it's really important. We're currently working two different systems that we hope will be available. We are a web broker for Pennsylvania, and as many of you know, we're working with EBIX, formerly Health Connect, to create the platform. The current platform that they have is decent right now. It certainly didn't work as well in 14 as it did in the previous years, but it's going to be a platform that you can log on to. Your NPN number is going to be hard-coded, and you and or your clients can run quotes on and off exchange, see subsidies, and then if they choose to apply for a subsidized plan, it does redirect to healthcare.gov. So essentially, it's not a carrier-specific direct enrollment function. It is a non-carrier, I guess a conglomerate of all of the carriers, a direct enrollment functionality for all carriers. So it's going to be sweet, but again, they're working. In fact, we're working very closely with the carriers and EBIX and getting them in touch with each other so that the carriers can work directly with EBIX and supply all this information so that when 1115 comes around, we will be ready and the system will be ready. We're also working and testing a new IT solution that would be specific to on-exchange, but again, it's a multi-carrier quoting portal with the direct redirect to healthcare.gov. And what we really like about this feature, and there's some good and bad, but what we like about this system is that it does redirect to healthcare.gov, but you don't have to create that account for your client. You don't have to wait for them to get the email in their inbox to activate their healthcare.gov account. And above all, it gets rid of those 4 identity proofing questions that are impossible to answer without your client being with you. So, we're working for solutions to make your lives easier and ours as well. So keep watching for more details. Steve says, if someone's re-enrolled into a new plan, it's still the open enrollment period till 2/15, so they can still change plans, right? It's not a one-time decision. They can, and I would agree with that. Where I would say that it might get a little tricky is that if you have a client that is auto-enrolled into the same plan for 15 that they have now, and 1/1 rolls around and they decide to change, it might get a little tricky to change the plan inside that same carrier. Impossible? No, but tricky, yes. If they decide that they did a re-enrollment on the same plan they have with Highmark this year and they want to look at capital for a 2/1, then that's probably going to be a bit easier. And Jeremy says, is there a number I can call to confirm I have finished all requirements for 2015 correctly? Not really, Jeremy, but what we can do is I'll have Elise reach out to you, and it's going to be pretty apparent in the Marketplace Medicare Learning Network site if you've completed all of your testing. Then it's just going to be a matter of where you have sent your certs. So we'd have to check on that. And then, of course, the second half of that, since this was your first year to certify, was to go to the portal.cms.gov site and register for that. If you've done all of those, then you're good for 15. So we can help you with that, and I'll have Elise reach out to you, Jeremy. Frank says, if people are re-enrolled on November 15th, can they still make a plan change up to 2/15? And Frank, just as I answered Steve, I think the answer to that, and in fact, I know the answer to that is yes, but again, it could be a bit crazy. say the least. Daniel says, can you please give your contact phone and email at URL? Absolutely, Daniel. My phone number is 800-926-8875. I'm at extension 113. Or you can email me at debw, that's DEBW, at urlinsgroup.com. So, yes, please feel free to contact me, all of you. Kim has a question. Did you say that on-exchange clients will have only from 11/15 to 12/15 to shop for a new plan if they choose to do so? And if so, once they are automatically renewed on 12/15, if they did not shop, that means they could not change plans. And no, you know, it seems to be the same question over and over. And pardon me, I know it's very confusing, and you know, we're at the mercy of HHS in all of this, but open enrollment is open enrollment. Where I think it might be difficult is if you don't contact those clients and they're auto-enrolled for 1/1 to change plans within the same carrier for a 2/1. That's where it might get a little tricky. If they're auto-enrolled on 1/1, then during open enrollment, I'd say, you know, even though it may not be a smooth sailing, it may be easier to move them to another carrier, possibly. You know, again, 2015, the healthcare.gov site is going to have some enhancements, and I say that quote unquote with a silly, making a silly face, because enhancements scare me. But I don't even know what the site's going to look like and how it's going to function in 15 versus how it's functioning now. So we'll work through it together. But I think the answer to your question is yes, they can make changes. Sue says, when will this be up, and does it direct connect with our NPN number? Will you let us know in advance? And yes, you're talking about the web broker. Yes, it would it would hard code your information, your NPN, into the system, and I will absolutely let you know. Once it's up and running, you probably will get sick of hearing about the options and your ability to sign up for it. So yes, you will know. Have any insurers given any ideas of what individual and group plans they may drop for 2015? No, they've not. So we're still waiting. I do believe that Highmark is not retiring any plans. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is going to happen. Of course, I know Capital is changing their plans around. So, we'll all find out together, and I don't expect that we'll have that information before November 15th, unfortunately. And Kim says, one more question. Say again what CVC will be talking about at the seminar. Well, what they're going to do, hopefully, is give you, at least a little precursor to what they're going to be doing and offering for 2015. I don't believe that they can say, here is our platinum plan, gold. They're not going to get that specific from my understanding. But I think what they're going to do is talk about how they're positioned and, an overview of the plans, not, the details, but a high-level overview of the plans. So, and also their quoting portal and their direct enrollment feature. So I do think it would be worth your while. So that looks like all of the questions that we have so far. As always, our webinars are held every Thursday at 9:30. You can see they last only about a half an hour, so it's hopefully worth your time to sign up for them. I appreciate all of you signing in and all of your great questions. Again, we're going to get through this together. We're almost at the end of 14, and we survived, barely, but we survived. And, I think 15, with everyone coming into the market and all the opportunity out there, that will not only survive, but will definitely flourish, but, not without some challenges. So next Thursday, you can sign into our webinar, and at this point, I'll end the webinar and just say thank you so much for signing in, and have a great day and a great weekend. Bye-bye.